Like we just told you, the tensions are high at the Israel-Gaza border as thousands of Palestinians mark the first anniversary of March of Return protests. Clashes erupted at the frontier as Israeli troops fired tear gas across the border. Now, these protesters have been seen throwing stones and grenades at the Israeli side. Israel has deployed tanks at the site. This as more and more people join the protests. Now, meanwhile, ambulances have been stationed at the Malaka camp in East Gaza City as protests turned violent. Yesterday, Palestine said that a man was shot dead by Israeli forces ahead of the demonstrations. The weekly protests erupted last year over the Israeli blockade of Gaza. The anniversary of the weekly protest or the Great March coincides with Palestine's Land Day. Land Day is marked to commemorate the 1976 protest against Israeli settlements in which 6 Palestinians were killed. We spoke to Dr. Wion, writer, political analyst. Listen in to his thoughts on this issue.
Well, to speak about Gaza Strip, we have not to see Gaza in isolation of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, because if you look at Gaza's population, there are 2 million people in a very small scale of land, 362 square kilometers, out of which 1/4 of it is considered to be a neutral zone by the Israelis. So you can imagine the most congested, largest prison in the world is in Gaza, one. The second point of important, that 70% of the Gaza populations actually are from the refugees from different parts of Palestine, where they have been fled those area 1948 and they settled in Gaza. So therefore, Gaza has been besieged by the Israelis from the sea, from the land, from the sky, for so many years after Hamas 2006 took over in the elections. And ever since, we have seen up and down on firing and on them, and the killing has been so much of the Palestinian. In fact, there are figures of more than 600 children have been killed in this war.